Hello, guys, and welcome to today's tropical update. And as you guys know, there's not really anything going on in the Atlantic right now for the time being. I don't expect the Atlantic to wake up until at least the very end of October, going into the first week of November. So we'll see how that happens. But my primary focus right now is on this 80-20 area of interest in the Eastern Pacific right now. There is something going on in the Western Pacific right now, but I won't touch up on that until tomorrow. I want to see how that progresses throughout tonight. But here is our main focus of the video today. This is a broad area of disturbed weather continues to produce disorganized showers and few thunderstorms within a couple of hundred miles off the southern coast of Mexico. Environmental conditions are expected to be conducive for gradual development of the system during the next few days, and a tropical depression is likely to form by this weekend while the system moves slowly west-northwestward to northwestward near or just offshore the southern coast of Mexico. Now, yeah, I did say 80-20, didn't I? The um 48 hour chances are 20% and the 5 day chances are 80%. I kind of had a brain fart there, even though I know the 2 day can't be higher than the 5 day. So that's a mistake. It's a mistake on my part here. Um. Anyways, normally I look at just your typical models like the GFS and the ECMWF or the European. Um, but today we're going to be looking over four models today. And of course, we always start off with the GFS here. And as you can see, there's nothing really out there that initializes for the system. So we're going to go 24 hours out. And as you this is our area of disturbed weather right in here, as you can see off the coast of Mexico here. So we're going to go to 48 hours, and as you can see, it's still trying to consolidate a little bit. There's not really a a low pressure area at this current point in time. So as we go out farther, 60 hours out, as you see, now we got a low pressure system of 1,007 millibars here. So this is the start of a system that could form in the Eastern Pacific. And just so you guys know, the next name on the Eastern Pacific side is Rick. So if this forms into a tropical storm, it will get named Rick. Um, so here is the 60-hour out soundings, and as you can see, it has some pretty decent wind shear to contend with. It's 15 knots of shear, but as you can see, the relative humidity isn't too bad. It's it's actually excellent, really. 91% relative humidity in most of the heights of the atmosphere. So that's interesting. 72 hours, as you can see, it's starting to consolidate more. And now the wind shear is down to 8 knots, which is pretty fantastic for development. And the relative humidity is down below 90, but it's still relatively excellent for this point in time. So 96 hours, here we are. This is 4 days out, and as you can see, we're getting pretty close to Mexico here. It wants to make landfall here. As soon as it starts to develop, the GFS pretty much wants to make it landfall. So this is 4 days out, and as you see, it doesn't look like we can look at much here. So we're gonna go out. So I would say 110 hours is probably landfall. This is pretty much peak, 996 millibars, and that seems reasonable. It's reasonable. It's not like what the GFS was showing, say, a day or two ago when it was showing like a 960. That, like I said, I learned my lesson from Pamela that that's just not going to happen. For some reason, the tropical world has pretty much come to a standstill. Besides this area of interest in Invest 98W, I mean, for a little bit of time, the tropics were completely dead, and that just seemed kind of weird to me. So, but here we are. We're talking about a system that is potentially going to impact Mexico here in the next 4 to 5 days. And as you can see, it's pretty much gone at the 5 day mark. So may So that is that for the GFS. Now we're going to look at the European here. And as you can see, 24 hours out, it starts to have a low pressure system. Actually, we're going to take a look at the FERT map here. And as you can see, there is some counterclockwise spin here in the atmosphere. So this is indicative of definitely a tropical wave trying to turn into a low pressure system. And 48 hours out, you can see that the vorticity has strengthened here. So we're pretty much here like the 15 to 20 range. And now you can see some real cyclonic twists to these wind barbs here, which pretty much means it's starting to go. And as you can see here, 72 hours out, it gets even stronger and tighter with these wind barbs. So it's definitely trying now. And now we got even more tightening. And as you can see, now several layers of these wind barbs are rotating around here. So this is getting pretty decent. And then as you can see, with 120 hours out, 5 days, this it's loose, but it's kind of tight too. It's half and half, but it's a pretty decent tropical storm. So you know what? Let's go back and look at this. So 1,011 millibars for that spot I showed you, and then 1,008, 1,005, 1,001, 997. So yeah, that's a pretty decent tropical storm. That and as you can see, I'm gonna just go to day 6 because that's landfall. So that's the GFS and the European both wanting a Mexico landfall out of this. So Mexico's going to have to look out for very heavy rains. Um, Definitely some wind, sustained wind actually, and gusty winds, and everything that comes with a strong tropical storm. There might be a little bit of storm surge. You know, we don't know yet, but we'll definitely find out when the time comes. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the icon. This was initialized at 18Z. And as you can see, there's nothing really out there for the right now until the 24-hour mark. This is definitely the system, but it disappears for a small bit and then comes back. At 48 hours, we're at 1,009 millibars. So this is getting close to a tropical depression range. 72 hours, we're getting close to tropical storm force range for the millibars here. 96, 1004. Now we're in definite tropical storm territory. And 1,004 millibars. It doesn't really strengthen all that much, but I think that's because the icon, you know, isn't really that good. I mean, last year was pretty decent, but this year it's been kind of meh. So, you know, this may go up as time goes by. We'll definitely take a look at the icon again tomorrow when I do my next Trump update. And the final model we're going to be taking a look at here is the CMC, or the Canadian model. Normally, I do not show the CMC. I don't know why. I just don't. But today, we're definitely going to take a look at it. And as you can see, 24 hours out, we got a mess of low pressure areas here. And 48 hours out, we got the main low pressure area here with 1,009 millibars. 1,006. So this is a tropical depression here. 96. Now we're getting into tropical storm territory here with 1,001 millibars. And finally, hour 120. Now we're at moderate tropical storm force winds. So how much? What are we looking at here? These are 10-meter winds here. So we're looking at 40 to maybe 46 knots with the CMC. And we're gonna take a look at what GFS has too, real quick. Uh, yeah, around the 43 to 36 knot territory. So that, or I can't really see all the colors too much because of these lines here. But All we know right now is that a tropical storm is probably going to be among us here in the Eastern Pacific this time around. And as you can see here from the icon, it has about 36 to 40 knot winds as well. All right, before I sign out here, we are going to take a look at the sea surface temperatures on the sea dast. Um, as you can see, not much has changed from the past 2 days that I done the update. Still 30s, 29s, 28s, all that kind of stuff. That's good enough for tropical cyclone development. Um, Now, this time of year, um, like I said, our countries near in the Americas, we start to see cold fronts and troughs digging down deep this time of year. And as you can see, you guys can see why that they dig deep because uh, this tropical disturbance, most of the models take it into to Mexico. If the troughs and fronts didn't dip down deep this time of year, this would probably be out to sea pretty much. But that is not the case this time around. Um, I will have another video for you guys tomorrow. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Peace out.